Hey, my name is Lebum Tembu, and this is Africa Talks Business, live at the CEO Connect Forum at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. We are currently joined by Mr. Richard Firth, CEO and Chairman at MIP Holdings.
That's right.
Mr. Firth, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ole. It's Richie or Rich.
Richie.
Yeah.
All right, Richie, what do you hope will come out of today's event?
So my personal aspirations are a consolidation of really the whole gender-based violence area, for the government to get to take it seriously, for donations to flow into one area from our big corporates in South Africa. We've built systems now that can track and trace victims, perpetrators, the police officers involved in the cases, and if we could use that system across the entire gender-based violence industry is probably a bad word, but across the whole area, I believe would start to make a really big difference in terms of helping people who are suffering from the scourge.
Now, obviously today, as was including yourself, we saw a number of male voices within the room, having the necessary conversation. To get your perspective on this, why do you think it's so important that employers should be having this conversation about GBV and gender inequality within the workspace?
Okay, so look, the fundamental is we all know that over 50% of our workforce are female.
Yes.
And if you take over 50%, just the stats coming out of the real data in our systems at the moment, you're seeing 15% of the workforce are suffering from gender-based violence. Now, you've got different companies, different levels of careers, but all of those 15% of people, and I'm just including females there, there are males in the same area also suffering from gender-based violence, and they are non-productive at work, or they're not productive at their capacity. So the impact for companies is very, very real in South Africa.
And I remember Ignatius mentioning how we are doing ourselves a disservice if we are not incorporating, including more women within leadership spaces, within the boardroom, because obviously there's a greater sense of emotional intellect that women have that we as men don't.
Yes.
Speaking to you as a CEO, what steps do you think companies should take to ensure that there is equal representation for both men and women in the workspace, especially within leadership spaces?
Okay, so the first thing from my perspective is we sit right now, we're on my board, we're about 40% women. And one of the positions we've made available is a woman who look after the entire company's best interests. So not just the shareholders, not the customers, but actually the team and the people who work at MIP. So we've actually made a board position available there where they can sit and listen to the discussions and add value, but represent the staff themselves. And in any leadership position, for me, how do you have a family without a mother? And I think that's kind of what you're saying. It's what Ignatius was saying there, is that you need a mother figure, and a woman actually brings a different value to an organization. I do believe, and it's our experience in the software engineering space, our programmers, with respect, female programmers, actually we have better outputs coming from them. So the whole subject is really important to open up in industry.
So in closing, who do you think should be using this implementation tool and guide?
Well, every single company in the country. And it's fortuitous that we could sit here at the JSE, because they're a consolidation body in the industry. You can't just go out and talk to every single company. But the JSE has got tentacles into all those listed businesses. You've got other organizations that deal with smaller enterprise, private enterprise. All of these consolidations should be getting together and debating the subject.
And what impact do you think today's event will have with companies in the workspace? What impact do you think it will have, or what impact do you hope it will have?
Okay, so one or two of the speakers, for me, the biggest takeaway was that it was going to take 137 years to get gender equality if we carried on the way we were. But if I see the passion and the way the subject was tackled today, with men and women in the room, I don't think 137 years is necessary. I think we can get right down to 10 to 15 years in growing people and making a difference immediately, you know?
Well, I certainly hope that it will not take 130 years just to get to something that should be so simple,
Yes.
you know, equality within the workspace. Hopefully,
Yes.
not 137 years.
Dead
Hopefully we'll progress very, 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 very soon.
Yes.
Mr. Firth, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ale. Nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.